basic.
Yeah, okay, so basically I want to have my lead hand, behind his head hugging. All right, I want to make sure that I can shrug my shoulders forward here. I want to make sure my knee is really, really tight to him. My other hand, I just want to make sure that I could block off his hip here. Because no matter what happens, if he needs to make space, he'll try to hip escape. I have to stay with him close. If I stay here, there's always that risk that he can hip escape and then still bring his knee in. So if my arm is blocking his hip off over here and I focus on blocking his hip off, if he hip escape and tries to bring his knee in, he still can't do it there, okay? So that's number one, all right? Now, once I have control over here, I'm just gonna switch my hand to the other side, all right? Now I'm gonna use this hand to kind of push off of his hip to step over and to get into north-south position, all right? Now, the other day we didn't go too much into detail with north-south, but I want to talk about this for a second. A lot of people go into north-south position and the first mistake is that they're sort of like really far back like this. And it gives him sort of the ability to move his hips wherever he wants to, right? Or, raise his hips off the ground and bring his knees in, whatever the case may be. So when I go to north-south, guys, I have to make sure that my focus of my shoulders and my pressure is kind of on his hip here, not so much up here. All right, so I'm in position over here. I already have his hip blocked off, right? So I want to kind of drive my shoulder weight forward. I should always be able to do this if I have to. Because if I'm just sitting back here and he starts trying to move his body around, like hip escape. Yeah, like you're getting up. Yes, right? It'll be very difficult for me to control him. If I'm here and he starts all of that movement, I just stay with him. All right, make sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, the next thing is getting control of my partner's arm. So in order to do that, I'm just going to go underneath here. I'm going to cut across, and I'm going to make sure that I hold him really, really tight from here. Making sure that my head is on the side. Now, in order to get his arm, I'm going to drive my weight forward to just expose the arm and get here. Okay? Now, as soon as I get to this position, we were talking about the other day is getting his back off the mat, turning him a little bit sideways. Now, I can use this arm to drive, but just resist that a little, Jesus. Okay, but as soon as I lift his elbow here, he's gonna turn. All right, does that make sense to you guys?
Nice, sir.
So I don't just want to do this, I want to do this, and then lift his elbow up like this here. This is constantly pulling in towards me right now. Okay, so now I have position, I have the lock. Now I have to make sure that I can get his arm away. As soon as I do that, he's gonna grab his belt. Go ahead. Right? Now if I'm gonna submit him, I can't stay up here because he has way too much ability to move his body right now. So I want to post up. But the thing is if I just do this here and post up, look how much space he has to move his hip. So spin the other way. The other way. No, the other way. Yes. Yeah. Right? So you can get his head out really, really far. So instead of just like posting up, what I'm going to do from this position is this outside leg here, I'm going to slide all the way up to the knee, and now look where he ends up. So now my leg ends up posted up exactly where I need it to go. The motion here to break this grip, okay, can never be up towards me. The motion always has to be, you can hold tight. The motion always has to be where his hand is the weakest, which is where his fingers, over here, where they're not naturally connected. So I have to focus on pulling away right in that position. So from this position here, I'll pull this way. Now I go right to the back here. And then my goal is like, take your arm out of there for a second. My goal is, when I have position, is to do this. Underneath. Okay, so I have position here. I pulled off. I get to the back. Now look how my forearm's going to turn. Look. Yeah. Not up here. Nothing. It's tight. Nice and tight like that. All right? You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's break that down one more time, and then you guys are going back and forth. Okay? Again, emphasis here is going to be as you step over to north-south, making sure that your body's staying a little bit lower to control your partner's hips. All right? So my hand comes to the other side. Switch here. 1, 2. I cut that angle. I step all the way over. Look where my head is here. All right? Come into the front. Shrug, grab. As soon as I grab, I'm pulling and lifting at the same time. And my knee's coming up. He's going to grab onto his belt. My other leg slides right behind the head. My knee is close to his hip so he can't spin out. Pull it off. Go to the top here. And nice little turn for the Kimura.
Nice.
All right, does it make sense to everybody here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do it a few times back and forth. I'll walk by and give you guys a couple of details if you need them, right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.